empowering women by their life lessons and manifestation skills, helping you reach your dreams faster. They did it. They'll show you how without making the same mistakes they did. One cowgirl, bull-raising childless wife with multiple businesses and streams of income who is manifesting her dreams into reality. She will help you with your weight loss and wealth goals, making you healthy and wealthy. One badass boy mom with a passion for energy, healing, health, and fitness. She will help you with healing and overcoming limited beliefs to manifest the life you've always dreamt. It's Tenneile and Candi, taking life by the horns.
Welcome to our podcast, Taking Life by the Horns.
And Take No Bull.
Today we're going to talk about the 5 people that you surround yourself and why that matters and how we can make sure that those 5 are the best people to surround yourselves with. But first, our gratitudes. Candi, what are you thankful for?
Well, as I prepare for these podcasts, I'm always thinking about my gratitudes, and often my gratitudes align with what our episodes are about. And today, I'm thankful for my friendships. And Tenneile, I'm thankful for you.
I'm thankful for you.
For real, I am very thankful for my friendship with Tenneile, and I'm very thankful for my older friendships too. I've gone through a lot of changes in the past year or so, and I'm kind of aligning myself with people that are driven and successful and really expansive and see a future and are goal-oriented. And Tenneile is actually one of my newer friends. And I'm very, very grateful and appreciative of that. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh. Well, thank you. And I'm so thankful for Candi and that we've got together. We really haven't known each other very long.
Yeah.
So we met at a King Soopers produce section.
Yeah.
She's known my husband almost their entire lives.
Yeah.
Sure. But it's great how the universe puts the people that you need in your life.
Well, I think like attracts like, and this is part of being magnetic.
Yes. We did a podcast about that. You should check it out. So I was prepared for my gratitude today, but I am very thankful for you.
Thank you.
And what I was going to say is the animals in my life. So I don't want you to think I'm comparing you to my
I don't. And I'm very, I get it.
But yeah, so I love animals, all animals. I love our barn cats and our cattle dogs and our cows and our bulls and the birds that come and chirp in the morning and make their little nest on the deck. Just, the animals that I've been able to surround myself with that, that they have the greatest vibration.
Well, I cannot lie. I think that is tied for number 1 for me.
It's what?
Tied for number 1 for me.
Yeah.
You cannot not be grateful for these animals.
Yeah. They make life so much better.
They kind of make it worth it some days.
I was thinking that, we talk about the different things that we need in our life and how it just comes to us. And as I was sitting on my couch yesterday, cuddling my dog Cotton, I was like, you're definitely here to be that cuddler, and just, he follows me around like a lost puppy, like an Australian cattle dog would do. And he definitely makes sure that I'm always happy and that he's there for me.
Well, it's funny. I used to say I had a kitty named Missy, and one of the things that I always asked for was unconditional love. And I used to tell people, be careful what you ask for, because God may bring you a kitty and give you the most unconditional love you've ever experienced in your life.
Yeah. Definitely. Oh, it definitely comes from the animals.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking today about the people that we surround ourselves. So the animals, you get to choose, really. You get to choose what kind of animals you surround yourselves with. You can pick what breed of dog that you like, but not always with people. So it's really important that we know what we're looking for, how to attract that. So we've made a list for you just to kind of go through it and ask yourself, when you meet new friends, and are they worthy of being top 5 around you? Because they really will change your life if you want it or not, good or bad. So be really careful with who you bring into that circle.
And I think when we talk about manifestation as well, the people that you surround yourself with and that are in your life really affect your manifestation ability.
For sure.
Because if you're not bringing in high vibing people who are really aligned with magnetism and high vibrations and high frequencies, you're going to have a lot harder time manifesting. So it's really important to consider who you're surrounding yourself with.
Yep, definitely. So one of the first things you can ask yourself is this person driven? Are they successful? Or are they driven to be successful? So you don't necessarily have to be a very successful person to be in my circle, but are you driven to be? Do you have that drive to be extremely successful?
Well, you know me, I'm not going to lie. And this is why I was grateful for you today, because it really is your drive and your success, your passion to be successful, and being willing to do anything to go after that really is inspirational to me. So do I want to be friends with you? Heck yeah. I want this girl to be my friend because I know she's going to help me get to the same levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in turn, I need somebody like her that is driven, that knows what those are and knows the path to go. And then together you can get there.
It makes it a lot more fun.
Definitely.
Well, another one is, are they goal oriented? So do they have goals?
Yeah.
So that kind of relates to what you just talked about, but
yeah, it's important. I learned, man, it's been like 25 years, write out 100 goals. And I carried it in my purse. And every now and then I'll go and I will check them off. Absolutely love goals. Any goal that you can reach, it's a dopamine hit to knock that off.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if the people in your life don't have goals and they're not driven to be better, they kind of become a little bit stagnant. And this is where we talk about a tolerant life, right? Like if you don't have goals and you're just happy with where you are, you're not looking for anything more or anything better. And so it's hard to grow in those situations.
I have a mantra, always be improving. So no matter what that is, always be improving at it. It's not always easy, but yeah. And then you want people to surround yourself that also want to be improving on some level.
Yeah. I mean, we can't be successful at everything all day long, but if that's on your radar, that's part of innately who you are, those are your goals.
Yeah.
Then come be my friend.
Yeah. Join us. Hit the like button and subscribe. Comment your name and phone number and we'll give you a phone call. So the other one is, are they honest and do they have integrity and the same values as you have? So, and obviously when we're talking about being honest, we're talking about, not lying, but it's more than that. Are they honest with themselves, who they are? Are they aware of who they are? We all have our little issues. Do we know what that is? Are you honest with yourself and honest with each other? Are you able to say, that's not really aligning with your goals? Thank you for being honest with me about it. Do you want some help improving that? And somebody, more importantly, that will say that back to you.
I love that. When you mentioned honesty, I was thinking honesty from other people. Are they able to be honest with you? But I love the fact, are they able to be honest with themselves? That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really hard. It's a hard one to be aware and know that we're not all perfect, that we all have issues. If we do a podcast on just the issues that we have, it's going to be too long. We all have those issues, and be honest what they are. And some things aren't even issues. I'm a little weird. I like it. I'm going to be a little weird, and I'm honest that that's who I am.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. My other one is, are they free thinkers and are they expansive? Because if you have friends who are free thinkers and able to be expansive, it means that they're willing to learn and to change and to grow, to accept new ideas. And I think you have to, if you want to keep growing and create new goals, create a new life, if you're trying to manifest something. So you really need to have free thinkers around you and people who are ready to be expansive, because a lot of people don't want to change.
Oh, I love it. So, yeah. And I think a lot of times, you don't even realize how deep you are into whatever your ideals is and not want to change. So I recently read a book, and I'll put the name in the comments because I cannot remember in the show notes. Can't remember exactly what it is, but it's kind of, I'm going to do my best of explaining this, but there's a saying in the Buddhist community called "kill the Buddha." It's like, okay, and I don't know much about Buddhism.
Okay. Yep.
So I'm learning as this goes, but they have some really interesting and great values and things that we can learn of. But the saying goes, if you meet a Buddha in the road, you want to kill the Buddha. And the reason is because if they're in the road and they're going somewhere, they know exactly where they are, they're not able to be expansive and learn. So that's not the real Buddha, kill the Buddha. So when you are so dead set on something, you close your mind and you're not able to bring in other stuff.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Powerful.
Yeah. So when reading this, I thought of numerous things that I am just steadfast that this is correct. This is the way. And it really opened up my eyes to what you said, that we have to be expansive and open in every area.
Yeah.
So I believe I don't know if it's their Bible, but the Tao, they said, you can never really write it down because it changes so much because your perception changes.
Well, I think the book that we're listening to right now, Bob Proctor, in fact, I just listened to session 5 or 6 over and over and over today. And he said he never stops learning. Yeah. He's learning all the time. There's books, there's YouTubes. It doesn't stop. We never stop growing. And the reality is our souls come here to expand, to learn. Our souls don't want a tolerable life. They don't want a comfortable life. I mean, we want comfort, but we don't want to be so comfortable that we're no longer thinking and expanding and growing and changing. Our souls really crave that. So to hear Bob Proctor say that over and over today was really profound to me.
Another thing he said, I don't know what session that is. We are going to do a whole podcast. We'll release it the same day on this book that we're reading, Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life. But he says the way to change your perception is by education. So the more you educate yourself, you can change your perception about things. And I see that in my own life where I'm, I think I understand something and I learn something more about it. I change the perception on it and it changes everything.
Well, one of my favorite sayings is, you don't know what you don't know.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
And it stops there, right? Yeah. You don't know what you don't know. So open yourself up to what you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love friends like that.
Yeah. And that's one thing, we'll go into the next one, I'll tell you. So now it's, what don't you want your friends to be? And you don't want them to be gossipers and judges. So when you're sitting at a table and they're gossiping about something, when you leave, they're going to gossip about you. But I like to leave and go to the table where they're talking about dreams and what they can achieve. And even, just some crazy, wild stuff like, oh, maybe this is how things are. Just expansive, things that you never even thought were possible. Those are the type of people I like to talk to.
Well, sitting around gossiping and judging others is very low vibrational. So it's very hard to raise your vibration in those situations. And vibration affects your magnetism. Yeah. And that affects your manifestation. So it doesn't intrigue me to talk about other people or to gossip or to judge. We're all on our own path. And I want people who inspire me and who are intriguing and make me think and work. And those are the conversations I love. So if you're going to sit around and judge and talk about others, I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another thing is, are they enabling? So I have come across this personally in a lot of relationships in my life because I believe I was probably an enabler. I was an enabler. And I surrounded myself with enablers because the thing is, when you enable others to stay in a very stuck situation in their life, not only they are preventing you from growing, but they then are not forced to grow. It gives them a very comfortable place to be where they don't have to expand. They don't have to change their way of thinking. If you're stuck, they can remain stuck. And some people want to remain stuck.
Yeah. I'm really learning this one. And I'll be honest, I struggle with that. with enabling because of what I feel is probably some codependency symptoms. I don't want to hurt your feelings. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's okay. That's fine. But really, that's not helping anybody at all. But I used to be very, you ask me a question, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And I lost a lot of friends that way. And it kind of changed me where I was like, oh, okay, don't be so harsh. Don't be that person. But instead, what I was doing was enabling them and not letting them grow. So it's really learning that balance of only giving help when they ask for help, but also not being okay and being okay with enabling, telling them that what they're doing is fine. Oh, you have a friend that's trying to lose weight and they're binging for 30 days. You're like, well, I know you had a really hard time. It's okay. We've all been there.
Yeah.
No, it's not okay. Hey, do you want to help, dig into why we're binging? What's going on? Do you want to talk about it? I'm here for you. That's not healthy. Be honest.
Yeah. Well, to be real, I left you a message today about, because we too are learning these healthy new boundaries and relationships. And I left a message for Tenneile earlier today saying, listen, I want to be your friend and I want to be supportive. I do not want to overstep my boundaries and give you my advice and tell you what I think you should do. I'm certainly not going to sit back and say, oh, it's okay, and enable her to make decisions that maybe aren't for her best good. But I literally told her, we have the kind of friendship that I said, I'm learning how to be a healthy friend.
Yeah.
So if I'm overstepping my boundaries with you, you need to say, Candi, I didn't ask for that help, or Candi, that's too much. You're giving me advice and I didn't ask for it, because we're learning that. And I think that's what makes friendships really great. Like, I think everybody should have that authenticity in their friendship to say, hey, listen, I don't know all the answers. I know I'm not going to be a perfect friend. I'm going to do my best. But if I'm overstepping some boundaries, please just tell me.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to take it personally.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And that goes back to the honesty. Were you gossiping about someone? Maybe you didn't even notice it and you need a friend to come back and be like, hey, what's going on that you're judging this person? Maybe there's some reflection that we got to look into.
Yeah.
So this last one, I really like it. How do they make you feel? Do they spark anything in you? Do they make you excited and passionate? Or do you leave feeling just blah? How do they make you feel? And one thing I've read, and I think about this a lot, is how you make other people feel says a lot about you. So,
wow.
Yeah. So that it goes two ways. How are you making other people feel? It's very important. And how are the people you surround yourself making yourself feel? If you always walk away from a relationship thinking that you're less or just negative thoughts, it's probably not the one that you want to be in. But if you're always leaving like pumped up and excited and new goals, those are the relationships you want to be a part of.
Yeah, I definitely can relate to this one. And I think I've left you several messages when I leave meeting new people. It's like, oh, that person drained me. I'm exhausted. I need to go home. That's not a good situation. Or other times where I'm like pumped and I'm like, yes, I love these people. This is awesome. You probably have received a couple of those because, it's about how they make you feel. And those high vibing people, those are the ones you're walking away from energized and excited, and you're ready to go tackle something new in your life. And those goals seem even more attainable. Those are good friendships. But if you're walking away kind of, like you said, blah, drained, that's a big one for me. When I walk away feeling tired from somebody, I know it's probably not a good friendship for me.
Yeah. And one thing I've noticed is you really are attracting the right people into your life. She's constantly, oh, I met this friend, or, oh, I reconnected with this person. Oh, this one friend. So yeah, you're doing a great job connecting and bringing in that type of people into your life. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It is kind of my, my own validation that manifestation works, and magnetism is real.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So my last one is, what are the relationships like in their life? Like, what are the other types of relationships with their family, their other friendships, even their work situations? You can tell a lot about somebody, even in their work situations. You can tell how just how healthy they are, if they're codependent or narcissistic type of things too, based on work. But are they close? Do they have other good friends that they speak highly of and talk highly of and really want to support their other friends' successes in life? So what are the relationships like with the other people in their life? And you can tell a lot about people.
Yeah, that's one thing my dad told me when I was young. He's like, when going on a date, pay very close attention to how your date treats the waiter. Because that's, that's one of those relationships. Another one, same thing, was how do they treat their mother? Because pretty soon they're going to treat you that way. And we all know those people who have no friends or only has one kind of friend. There's probably a reason for that.
Well, slow your roll there.
You say you only have one friend, but I know she has a lot more.
Oh, well, they're new friendships.
Yeah.
New girl, new boundaries, new friendships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're always growing. And that's another thing, too. Some good friends only come into your life for a short amount of time, and that's okay, too. It's not always, it's not always the same person forever. Some people will come in to teach you lessons and leave. Some people will come in and be very close, and then somebody else comes in. So if you think you have that 5 people, that's great, but always be looking to add more, because you never know how different things do. Things change. People can move, change their passions. Lots of stuff can happen.
Yeah, I think that's huge. Being able to be okay with releasing friendships, and they don't always have to end badly.
Yeah.
Like you said, it could just be that they move or they have just took a different direction in life. And that's okay. It's nothing personal. It doesn't mean you're not a good friend or they're not a good friend. Sometimes, though, I'm a firm believer that God removes people and situations from our life to fill that space with something bigger and better often too. So if somebody's leaving your life and you're really heartbroken and sad over that, just know that sometimes things like that happen because God's preparing you for something better. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean anybody is good or bad though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have those friends too that they may have moved away. I may not have seen them for 10 years, but the minute they come back to visit, it's like no time has left. Those are great people, great friends too.
Yes, absolutely. You can't underestimate your friendships and how much of an impact that they have on your life. And if you're into manifestation, it really is going to impact that as well.
Yeah. Thank you guys. This was a great podcast. Really enjoyed just talking about bringing in great people, great friends into that tribe, into your circle. So Take Life by the Horns, where we are on a mission to empower 1 million women to step into their power, believe in their ability to live the life of their dreams, and fearlessly take life by the horns.